Alright, onto Breachlight. This is a returning weapon, one of Saint's weapons from Season of the Rivals, and it is back, and it is Strand now. And I'm pretty excited about it because in the kinetic slot, there's not a whole lot of competition among aggressive burst or heavy burst sidearms, and the ones that you can get are either bad or kind of hard to get. So there's Liminal Vigil, which if I said that and you were like, what's that? I don't even know what that's from. That's because it's from Spire the Watcher, which is a dungeon that pretty much almost everyone immediately forgot about except for the cowboy armor that was available because the weapons were just mid. Liminal Vigil is actually pretty good, except for the fact that it can't be enhanced, as far as I know. I am unable to enhance mine. Maybe that's a bug, but it can't be enhanced, and it is a weapon with an origin trait, so that's unfortunate. And then on top of that, it's also just hard to farm because doing a dungeon is rough because you have to do the dungeon on the week that it's available, blah blah blah. And then Imperial Evidence is the other one, and that is a Savathun Stonewall weapon, and it just has bad stats and perks. But we're going to go ahead and compare them to each other anyways because it's the closest thing we got. So, Breachlight with Hammerforged Accurized Range Masterwork, Liminal Vigil with Hammerforged Ricochet Rounds, Range Masterwork, and Imperial Evidence with Hammerforged Ricochet Rounds and Range Masterwork. I think the god roll for Breachlight is going to be Threat Detector and Swashbuckler. And the only reason I say Swashbuckler is because the other damage perk is Desperate Measures, which to get 2 stacks you need either melee or a nade kill, which isn't able to give you that 3 head, 1 body. It is able to give you the 4 head, 0 body, but why do that when you could just secure it with a body shot? And all 3 of these weapons can have Swashbuckler, so they will all be able to do that. But Breachlight can enhance it. It also can enhance Threat Detector. Liminal Vigil, while it also has Threat Detector, cannot enhance it. And then Imperial Evidence only has access to Perpetual Motion. So when we compare their stats, range, Breachlight, 78. Liminal Vigil, 83. Imperial Evidence, 77. Stability, Breachlight, 77. Liminal Vigil, 87. Imperial Evidence, 63. Handling on both of these, because they have Threat Detector, is going to be 100 on Breachlight and Liminal Vigil, and only 54 on Imperial Evidence. 78 reload speed on Breachlight, which is best in slot. Aim assist is 82, which is only 3 behind Liminal Vigil and 4 behind Imperial Evidence, so just slap on a targeting mod if it matters that much to you. Airborne effectiveness, it has the lowest at 12 versus Liminal Vigil at 22 and Imperial Evidence at 21, which is absolutely insane. It does have 25 in the mag, 24 for Imperial Evidence, and Liminal Vigil is 26. So while it doesn't have the best in class stats, the only thing that it beats Liminal Vigil in is going to be that reload speed and only wins by 3. Breachlight is more accessible and easier to get. Plus, Breachlight has some additional things going for it. Liminal Vigil is a stasis one, and while it is pretty cool that it has Headstone in the first column, in the second column it leaves much to be desired as far as PvE goes. I mean, there's kill clips, but you'd have to reload. Swashbuckler, you'd have to get a melee. Desperado would work, but I don't really see how that's helping you a whole lot inside of PvE. And then Surrounded, which I don't want to be surrounded in in-game content in general, so that's a no-go for me, but it would work very well if you run a Renewal Grasp Hunter. Breachlight, however, is Strand, and it has access to both Slice and Hatchling. And if you don't like Hatchling, you can go Slice with either Swash or Adrenaline Junkie, depending on if you have a nade or a melee build. There's also the option of Collective Action, which is really good inside of PvE right now, especially with Prismatic, which is just picking up a Fire Sprite, Ionic Trace, Stasis Shard, or Void Breach is going to give you a bonus 20% damage for 8 seconds. The enhanced version is 8 seconds, normal version is 7 seconds. Or throw a Tangle or an Elemental Orb. So free 20% damage just for existing. Really, really good. You're going to be creating tangles with a weapon like this just because it's Strand. And if you run this with a Strand kit, again, really good choice there. Also, not to mention, this weapon looks way cooler than Liminal Vigil. Not to shit on the whole cowboy theme, but it's really, really good, and I honestly enjoy using this weapon very much. It looks good. It feels good to use. The sights are clean. I think it's great. its origin trait, Cast No Shadows, way better than the Liminal Vigils, but Cast No Shadows is dealing melee damage, increases this weapon's handling, and loads a small amount of ammo from reserves, which is, again, fantastic origin trait, whereas Liminal Vigil is text balance stock, which ain't it. So if you haven't farmed already, make sure to get yourself a Breachlight. It's easiest to get from the activity on screen that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, which is the hidden secret activity, and it can drop with double perks inside of this activity. You need to be a higher light level than for other activities, so make sure you are the correct light level because you really need to be, or else you're kind of going to get shit on constantly. But it's a fun activity. This is a great weapon. I'm in love with it. Go farm it, get a good one, and thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, really great thing about this, because it can get double perks, you can get that PvE and PvP roll in one. Anyways, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Zone B lost. Power play. Enemy has your zones. Strength in numbers, Guardian. Zone B lost. Your enemy has a power play.